I have my guests on the show today, Ranadeb Bose, former Bengal cricketer, and Mihir Bose from UK. He is an author. He has written the book called The Nine Waves, The Extraordinary Story of Indian Cricket. Ranadeb, starting with you, the match is still on, but would you say it was ridiculous the amount of time Kolkata Knight Riders took to bowl those 20 overs today?
You know, it's a very easy way out. When you know that you're going for runs, you just want to slow down. You want to break the momentum of the batting side, and it's been happening for ages. You know, and the penalty, or you only get reprimanded, or you get fined, and you know how things are. The franchisee pays that fine, so it doesn't hurt the players or even the captain. So previously, it used to be like if you are really slow with over rates, after 2 games, the captain used to get 1 match ban, sometimes couple of match ban, and that used to hurt. But paying the fine, monetary wise, it doesn't get that difficult for the franchisee to pay that. So it's a very easy way out. You just break the momentum, and BCCI, that match ban is not there anymore. So it's very easy for the captain or the fielding side to slow down the over rates, just to break the momentum.
So would you really say that match ban is essential in IPL, because the fine is paid out by the franchises, so it doesn't really hurt the players?
Oh, it never does, and just because the match ban is not there anymore in IPL, even in the Ranji Trophy, it's gone. So I feel that match ban is important. If you're doing it purposely without any reason, yeah, I can understand. It's hot, but IPL is played in summer. Even in India, it is 40 degrees sometimes. In Abu Dhabi, it was 32 to 37 degrees.
Right.
So I know it's hot, it's humid, but still you need to maintain the over rates. If you purposely slow down the over rates, you need to be reprimanded. And match ban is important, because if you see a player like Rohit Sharma or Dinesh Karthik is banned for a game, that will really hurt the franchisee, really hurt that particular IPL team. So unless and until that is happening, some few thousand or even few 100,000 doesn't matter for the franchisee. If you win the game, it's all fine.
Right. Mihir, let me come to you. Do you think that the franchises really have taken this for granted, given that all matches are getting done so late? I mean, they should have finished at least half an hour ago, but all matches are, all teams are taking at least 2 or an hour and 45 minutes to bowl their respective innings.
Yes, in fact, this negates the whole concept of limited overs in T20 matches. This makes it a bit like what used to happen in the old days of test matches, where you would try and, delay the game. I remember once seeing India not winning a test match at the Oval because England delayed the game, took time over their bowling. Of course, there wasn't a specific overs to be bowled, but I agree that there should be something more severe than merely a financial penalty. The franchises are far too rich to worry about the financial penalty, and Kolkata Knight Riders, looking at the amazing batting lineup of Mumbai Indians, led by Rohit Sharma, clearly decided, well, if we can slow the game down, that's fine. Now, as it happens, it's not working for them. But that's how the strategy must have been worked out.
Well, it's really a shame if that was deliberately planned and executed. But Ranadeb, coming to you, Kolkata is looking down the barrel right now. They will be losing their first match for the first match of the tournament for the first time since 2013. Do you think that there was over-dependence on Russell and Morgan, their middle order, and the top order didn't execute their plans?
It was very difficult for Knight Riders. I mean, I know that there are instances, there are games where people have chased, the franchisee have chased 200 plus runs, but it's not easy. It doesn't happen all the time. More often, it doesn't happen. So I feel the over-dependence, and I feel Pat Cummins is overpriced. So if you're not performing, because with Pat Cummins, KKR couldn't afford any other expensive fast bowler, because you've already spent 15.5 crores on Pat Cummins, and if he's not performing, you have to depend on Shubham Mavi or Prasidh Krishna or Warrior. So the bowling side, the especially the fast bowling side is not looking that strong because you have to depend on a couple of youngsters, Indian youngsters, and Pat Cummins is yet to become someone like Bumrah or Mitchell Stark. So with this bowling attack, I feel they're going to struggle. They might have to, chase 180, 190 regularly.
We will talk more about the fast bowling attack and overall KKR's bowling, but Mihir, do tell me about Russell and Morgan. In fact, Morgan and Russell coming in at number 5 and number 6 today. Did that hurt KKR? Should they have come higher?
I think they should have come higher. There was a brief moment. I mean, by then the rate was already well up into the 15 or 16 when they tried to hit out. And of course, we had that great over from Bumrah where he took 2 wickets. In fact, he had actually, if you like, bowled Morgan out earlier, but the ball didn't dislodge the stumps. But, you have a bowler like Bumrah. He comes in when the rate is so high. It is actually, I was surprised that Russell didn't come in at, say, number 3. He's one of your main batsmen. You're chasing a fairly big total, not an impossible total, but a fairly big total, and you want to make a statement fairly early on. Once you allow, unless you have, of course, a finisher like Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and none of them are in that class of finishers, though Morgan probably is getting close to it. Then perhaps you can think, okay, it's 16 runs an over, and we will still get it. But I think had they planned it a bit better, I think they might have stood a better chance. I mean, they've got really thrashed if you look at it.
Right.
They didn't even come anywhere near it.
Let me tell our viewers that Mumbai Indians have beaten the Kolkata Knight Riders by 49 runs. This was their opening game of IPL season 13. I mean, Kolkata's opening game, second match for Mumbai Indians. They got defeated by Chennai Super Kings in the first game. So this is also their first win in the UAE. The last time they played here, they couldn't win any of the matches. In fact, in Abu Dhabi, they got beaten by Kolkata Knight Riders the last time around. That was 6 years back. 6 years later, Mumbai has been able to turn the result around. Ranadep, coming back to you, do you think Bumrah's over was really the turning point of the match, or they had lost the match in their head even before that?
I think they've lost the game before that, but still, I mean, Bumrah was spectacular today because he didn't have a good game against CSK, but, you can't keep Bumrah away from the game for too long. I think he's done exceedingly well over the years, and today he showed his class. And I think, I really like the team combination, with Bumrah, Pattinson and Bolt together. 3 of them, it's an outstanding bowling unit, and that is where I think KKR lacked. But Bumrah is absolutely brilliant.
It's perhaps Mumbai's zing thing, their pace pack. Well, let's have a look at the scorecard at this hour and how Mumbai Indians made that sensational turnaround in their fortunes in the UAE. They're on your screen. When Mumbai batted, Rohit Sharma was spectacular. Captain Sharma scoring 80 runs. Surya Kumar Yadav, in fact, was gave a good hand. He scored 47. Saurabh Tiwari 21. Hardik Pandya played a cameo. He scored 18. Shivam Mavi for Kolkata taking 2 wickets. Andre Russell and Sunil Narine taking a wicket each. Let's have a look at the Kolkata scorecard. Pat Cummins, in fact, coming towards the end, scored 33. He was the highest run scorer, scoring those, hitting those massive sixes towards the end. Dinesh Karthik, the captain, second highest run scorer. He contributed 30 runs to the chase. Nitish Rana stroked to 24 and Owen Morgan 16. There you can see on your screen how the Mumbai pace pack impacted the match and how they hurt KKR in phases. Pattinson, Bolt, Bumrah all took 2 wickets each. Mihir, would you say that Rohit Sharma in the beginning really took away the match today from Kolkata Knight Riders in the way he batted in the hot and humid conditions of Abu Dhabi?
Well, Rohit Sharma is an amazing player. When he gets going, he is absolute joy to watch. He is probably the best, certainly the best opening bat in T20 cricket. He's shown that time and again, and he needs to get going. And once he does that, he can be a very demoralizing batsman to face, because he just destroys your attack. And he did that very, very, very well today. And there was nobody in the KKR team, despite the fact that they've got Morgan and Russell, two very highly valued players, who could do it. And the fact that Cummings, the man who'd been brought in to be their great fast bowler, the highest prized player in the IPL, should turn out to be a batsman, shows, if you like, the failure of the KKR batting.
Well, yes, he was bought in the auctions for 15.5 crore rupees. He is the highest paid overseas professional in IPL right now. Ranadeep, coming to you, yesterday Trent Boult had said that he's a little bit wary about bowling to the likes of Andre Russell and Owen Morgan in the death overs. But when you compare the death over bowling of the two sides, would you say that Mumbai had planned well? Because on the other side, in the KKR camp, we also have some bowlers, young fast bowlers, who've come through the under-19 ranks, who are expected to be good death over bowlers as well.
See, if you compare the two teams bowling, I would obviously, everybody would say that Mumbai Indians is a better bowling unit, especially in the fast bowling department. You see the experience with Boult with a variation of left arm. He can get the ball into the right-hander. With Bumrah's, spectacular performance over the years, with his experience and with his control. And you obviously have Pattinson with the pace and the skill he has. Whereas if you see the KKR team, Shivam Madi is still young. He did have a good game, but another coach, we haven't seen him. He's been injured, so we actually don't know. Prasidh Krishna, he did play a few games last season, but is still, he's yet to become a better bowler, and, his skills need to be improved. But that's exactly what I'm saying. And, Pat Cummins is not somebody like Bumrah, mentioned before, or not somebody like Mitchell Stark or even Malinga, that you spend 15.5 crore on him. So he's going to have some bad days, really bad days, and there is nobody to back him up. Whereas in the Mumbai Indians side, if Bumrah has a bad day, there are enough bowlers who can back Bumrah up. So there is a difference. You have to have a complete balance when you play T20 cricket, because not every day everybody will perform. So you need to cover up your teammates sometimes.
Mihir, would you say then that Mumbai is not missing Malinga this season?
Well, so far we've only had 2 matches. Remember, they lost the first one. We'll have to see. But Mumbai, on paper and on their performance today, look a very, very balanced side. And I agree with Ranadeep. They've got the batting, they've got the bowling, they've got the right mix of bowling, pace bowling, and so on. And they certainly look very good. And remember, I know they haven't won in Abu Dhabi, but their record against KKR is awesome. So if you like, I know cricketers and sportsmen say, oh, we don't look at the record, but I'm sure that has an impact. And Mumbai Indians will again, as the holders will again, I think, will be a very, very difficult team to dislodge. As long as Rohit Sharma is firing at the top, and Bumrah is bowling the way he can, I think they will be a team that most other teams will be very frightened of playing.
Right. You have spoken about the lopsided record of KKR and Mumbai, and let me tell our viewers, of the 26 times that these two have met, now Mumbai Indians have won 20 matches and KKR 6 of them, and that really speaks of the strength that Mumbai has. Ranadeep, coming back to you about a particular player in the Mumbai camp, Hardik Pandya. He played a cameo today. We did see him in his, showman. What should I say? In his showman, his showmanship in the middle. But that avatar, do you think he has to tone down a little bit to be able to a better performer?
See, the rise of Hardik Pandya is from Mumbai Indians. He's got all the exposure. He's done reasonably well for Mumbai Indians and also for India. I think that's the way it should be. That's his attitude. The way I see it is more of confidence than arrogance. Yeah, you might feel that he's arrogant the way he he moves around, and the way he speaks, the lifestyle you get to see in social media. But I also like players like him because I feel they're extremely confident. I find they're more confident rather than arrogant.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me on the show at this hour.